Good morning to all the students, resource person, regional directors of different IGNO regional center, and our own regional center staff and study center staff. I, on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center Visakhapatnam, cordially welcome you all for today's webinar on innovations from ideas to impact, which is very much relevant nowadays, where our India need more innovations, and our honorable Prime Minister also in every meeting is mentioning India should become self-sustained and also utilize our products, where we have to develop the required equipments or required goods domestically, not depend upon the other countries, where now international level trade fight is going on, and also there is a tax on the different countries which really affect our economy also. In this connection, where India is having the rich human resources, young talented minds are available in our India, where all should think innovatively, and we have to invent more in our India. India should become as a model to the world. In this connection, our Indira Gandhi National Open University, our Honorable Vice Chancellor and other authorities also has directed our regional centers to organize such type of the webinars or this type of the meetings physically and the online, and where we also established National Center for Innovations in Distance Education. Through that also, Ideathon, and we are providing the trainings also to the innovators or the young minds to inculcate their talent, their mind, and there they can go for the innovations. As a part of it, today our Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center of Visakhapatnam is organizing this webinar on the eve of Innovation Day, and also commemorating the great India scientist, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and other scientists of the India who invented different things for our betterment. With these few words, I request our Senior Regional Director, Dr. Dharmarao, who all the time very active and encouraging the regional center to organize this type of the webinars, competitions, and we celebrating different important national important days also under his leadership. We really appreciate his support and his encouragement. I request Dr. Dharmarao, please deliver the presidential address.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Krishna Rao. I warmly welcome all of you once again to this August gathering on the eve of National Innovation Day 2025. So we are conducting this program today. It's a series of activities we have been organizing for various occasions. Since 2019 onwards, we have been doing this exercise every year to encourage these students to think big. And as per the mandate of the Government of India, the Ministry of Education, Institutions Innovation Council has been created in the university, in Indira Gandhi National Open University also. Under that, many regional centers have taken this and they are organizing various activities to promote innovation for the students, not only for the students, but also for the alumni of the university. And the university, under the leadership of NCIDE, National Center for Innovation and Distance Education, they have been organizing many competitions in line with the Government of India competitions for the innovation. And many of the IGNOU students also, they have got credits in the national level. Even one of our students from RC Vishakhapatnam has got a consolation prize in one of the competitions. He was a B.Ed student here. So like that, from our end also, we have been organizing many activities, including the Innovation Club meetings. As you know, the Indira Gandhi National Open University is encouraging the students all the time through the innovation clubs constituted at various RCs. Not only that, RC Vishakhapatnam has also initiated the process of constituting innovation clubs at the study center level, because most of the students, they are unable to reach to the regional center in Vishakhapatnam. So for their convenience, we have requested the coordinators to constitute a local innovation club so that they meet many times, so they can share their views, their ideas, so that there will be a more connectivity between the students as well as the university. So this occasion is also very important for all of us in the field of innovation. As you know, the Institutions Innovation Council is doing many activities in collaboration with the AICTE across the country. And this is mainly to foster the culture of innovation and startup ecosystem in educational institutions. IGNOU has established this one to encourage the students in terms of innovation, entrepreneurship, and startups, etc. As you know, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, he is very keen with the self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So the very objectives of that particular campaign is encouraging all the citizens of this country to think in a different way, so that we can go with more innovations, so that the India will be self-reliant. So the endeavor of the Government of India is to empower the students, the youth, with skills. That is why the universities across the country, they are incorporating many skill-based courses into the system, particularly with the graduation programs. Many skill-oriented courses have been incorporated. So this is making the country self-reliant, as well as the position of India is also will be very crucial in the global innovation. This is what exactly our Honorable Prime Minister is stating from the citizen of India. And to modernize this concept and to incorporate this concept, the entire educational system has also been changed, and the National Education Policy 2020 speaks that the need of the skill education into the main formal education system. So this is what exactly the Government of India is doing. So we need our students to think in a different way, apart from the regular curriculum. And when the National Education Policy is also introduced in the country, it is mainly to prepare the minds of the students towards the global changes, whatever the market changes. So we should be prepared for that. The employment chances are now very different. We do not see their old regular employment opportunities with us. Day by day, every day, the scenario has been changing. So, in order to meet the market needs, in order to compete with the everyday changing market, we need to change our mindset, our curriculum, as well as our teaching learning process. So, in this, the role of the students is also very big. So, to inculcate these kind of ideas into the minds of the students, we have been organizing this kind of things. And let me thank our guest speaker today, Srimati Aruna Padma Garu from Vishaka Government Degree College for Women. I sincerely thank her for giving consent to talk to the students today, to provide some information about the important aspect of innovation, and to help the crucial journey from idea to a product, from idea to the impact. For getting an idea, it's very easy, but to change it, transform that idea into a product, a genuine tool, or an output, that's a big thing. So how we can do this, how it is being happen. So to discuss these things, we have invited the guest speaker today. And I once again thank Aruna Padma Garu for this, for kind consent and for being with us today. On behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center, Visakhapatnam, I once again thank all the students who gathered here, our coordinator, Dr. Sirisha, who is the backbone for this program, and he helped us a lot, and my colleague, Dr. Krishnarao, and other staff members. And I also thank my colleagues who joined from other regional centers, Dr. Satish Chandra, Dr. Dorothy, Senior Regional Director, Cochin, and all others for your kind support. Thank you very much. Now I request Dr. Krishnarao, please take this meeting ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dharmarao, for your brief presidential address and introductory remarks. Now it is a time to listen today's speaker, Dr. Aruna Padma. Let me take 1 or 2 minutes to introduce today's speaker. I feel privileged to introduce such a eminent scholar who is having more than the 25 years of teaching experience and done her MTech from the Osmania University. She is serving as a faculty member in the different central government organizations for the last 25 years, and as a IQAC coordinator at Vishaka Government Degree College. Her work was commended by the college authorities, which also helped to get the NAC A+ grade to the college. And also, she was the in charge for Swayam NPTEL local chapter, and also she attended different training programs. There she got the lot of knowledge in the particular computer field, and she also got the Bharat Ki Anmol Ratna Award given by the Tejasvi Astitva Foundation, New Delhi, for her academic contribution. For her credit, she also published more than 10 research articles in the national and international journals. For her credit, she also delivered more than a dozen lectures through online and the offline on the different topics related to the innovation and the computer science. And also, she chaired the different sessions in the national and international conferences. Her contribution at the degree college, that Vishaka Women's Degree College, is also well recognized. The students very much commitment to attend her lectures, as well as she also has guided good number of projects at the bachelor's and master degree level. And also she is the committee member for the different committees at the college as well as university level. Madam, we are very much thankful to you for accepting our request and agreed to deliver the lecture on innovation from ideas to impact. And also we thank Dr. Sirisha conveying the madam, and in spite of our schedule today, and agreed to deliver this lecture. Madam, I request you, please take the session. Dr. Aruna Padma, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your good words. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, madam.
Thank you. Just a moment, sir. Most respected Dr. Dharma Rao Garu, Regional Director, IGNOU Visakhapatnam. Respected Dr. E. Krishna Rao Garu, Additional Director, IGNOU. And learned colleague, Dr. K. L. Shirisha, Coordinator of IGNOU Study Center, Vishaka Government Degree College for Women, and all enthusiastic participants. A very good morning to each one of us, one of you. And it is a distinct honor and a personal privilege to be part of this event, sir. At the outset, I would like to thank IGNOU Regional Center, Visakhapatnam, for inviting me to this event. It's a great honor for me. So before we dive into today's exciting topic, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the foundational role of the institution hosting this event, the Indira Gandhi National Open University. It stands as a true pioneer in democratizing education and enhancing access and equity to higher education through its flexible, open, and distance learning model. For millions, IGNOU has served as a gateway to fulfilling their educational dreams, providing opportunities to students, professionals, homemakers, as well as the people in remote areas. As an alumnus of IGNOU, even I have pursued B.Ed from IGNOU, I feel immensely privileged to be part of this platform, sir. My own journey with the university has not only equipped me with the knowledge but also instilled a great appreciation for the innovative system of education that IGNOU champions. As already Dharma Rao sir and Krishna Rao sir told, the university's active role in fostering the environment for innovation and entrepreneurship, including support to its students as well as alumni towards a more Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-reliant India, is definitely truly commendable. And as our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi Garu, launched this flagship program, Make in India, in 2014, he envisioned that the youth who has the potential to make this country as a developed nation has to have creative and innovative minds, and the government is supporting in all means, as well as the educational institutions like IGNO and other educational institutions is also facilitating all the required uh, opportunities and resources to the students to become more innovative and creative. So, as Sir said, this event is being conducted in observance of National Innovation Day. In India, it is generally aligned with birth anniversary of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Garu, who is a visionary scientist and our former president, popularly known as People's President, which falls on October 15th. This day's significance is rooted in honoring Dr. Kalam's legacy and promoting the values he championed, making it a celebration of India's scientific and creative potential. So, this day, being a part of this, I'm going to explore on the power of innovation, transforming ideas into impact. So, as quoted here, definitely innovation belongs to those who dare to think differently. Each one of you has that potential to think differently and be the champions and the innovators for our future India. Now, before going to the agenda, let me ask a question. How many of you have used a smartphone today? So many of us, or most of us, might be participating in this event through smartphone, isn't it? Even how many of you have taken a selfie or ordered something online? This has become a daily routine for us using all these gadgets and the um, available facilities, isn't it? So every single one of these actions are possible today because someone somewhere has decided to look at an ordinary problem in an extraordinary way. So the agenda for today's program, today's session is what innovation truly means. First, we explore on that. Then we talk about why innovation really matters at present days and what is the innovation process, how we can ideate as well as how we can transform this idea into a societal impact, and we will also discuss about some success stories which has started very small but brought radical change in the society. And then we also talk about the innovators toolkit and mindset, how we should think, in what way we should align our thinking as well as our schedules so that we can be a champion in this innovation. And at the end, we also talk about how you can achieve this innovation in your field, in your graduation or post graduation level. And I also take a small talk on how to convert this innovation into a successful startup. So, as many presumes that innovation requires some big laboratories or needs millions of dollars or it happens in the tech giants, it is a myth. It is happening actually right here around us, and some of the most brilliant innovations are coming from the students just like you. It starts with a very simple question: can this be done better? If you look at any problem, if you look at any process, we have to think, can this be done better? This is how we can um, think innovatively and come up with the solutions which are viable. Okay, now let us explore how these ideas will become reality, and more importantly, how we can be part of this innovation story. Now, what innovation truly means? Would anyone like to answer? Many people think innovation is a synonym to invention, but they are not the same. Both are not same. Innovation is not just invention. Now let us bust this myth right away. Innovation isn't just about inventing a new thing. It is about solving the problems which matters. So innovation is creating something entirely new, whereas innovation is finding new ways of using what already existing or improving it. Now let me share some examples that will definitely inspire you. As you see here, the wheel, it was an invention before 5,000 years. So that time it is an invention. Later the wheel has been innovated in many different ways, and now our entire transport system is based on these wheels. So another invention is suitcase. We already know we use a lot, but the invention is using these wheels on suitcases. It was an innovation. You can see how the wheels, adding wheels to the suitcase has added value to it. It made it very easy for the people to carry the load when compared to the suitcase without wheels. This is what innovation means. Sometimes innovation doesn't mean about making something very bigger and better, but it is all about sometimes making things very simpler and more useful. To quote an example, a school student from Punjab, Simran is her name, she was tired of sitting on wet benches in public places. Now she has seen that problem in solution perspective, and she came up with a beautiful, simple and practical, brilliant solution that is reversible benches with a very simple handle mechanism. The idea is to have reversible benches at public places so that if you find them wet or dirty, simply we can rotate a handle to allow the other side to come up. So now the people can sit on a clean and dry bench. So it is so simple, which doesn't require much skills or university degrees or some laboratories to solve very simple societal problem. So the only thing what we require is to see the problem in a different perspective, in an extraordinary manner, and think about what are the viable solutions which we can provide to solve that particular problem. Now, as you understand what is innovation, now let us formalize the things. Now, innovation can be categorized into four P's. Mr. Descent categorized or summarized the innovations into four P's. The first one is product. Whatever changes in the things or the products or the services are done in an organization is called as the innovation in products. As we have seen an example. So we have seen that wheels were added to the product suitcase. So by adding something to a product, we are making it more useful. Like for suppose nowadays we are getting the vehicles. In vehicles, we are having um, that ADAS feature. So that ADAS features adds some additional value so that the vehicle can stop whenever it gets an obstruction. It automatically applies a brake. So it is enhancing the uh, usability of that product. That is the first P. Now, the second P is innovation in process, which means we have to change the way those things are created or delivered. Like example is Amazon's one-click ordering. Earlier, if you want to purchase anything, we need to go to the stores or some showrooms and purchase. But Amazon originally started its business for online sale of books. Now everything we are getting from Amazon. So it is the change in process where they introduced and it has become a disruptive uh, change in the supply chain management as well. The next P is position. So innovation and position. It is the change in the context in which the product or the services are being used or introduced. For example, a luxury brand creating a more affordable sub-brand for a new market segment. I want to give a live example here. The Jaipur foot, which is a frugal innovation in prosthetics. Anyone heard about it? Most of you might be knowing about this. I would like to share an inspiring story about our visionary scientist and humanitarian, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Garu, who actually contributed for this innovation in prosthetics. The story of his contribution is definitely a powerful example of how this scientific expertise can be used for humanitarian good. The story begins in 1980s when Kalam sir was leading India's missile program. During this period, he encountered a doctor friend who took him to a center for children with different abilities. So there Kalam saw children is fitted with very heavy calipers, weighing several kilograms, around 3.5 to 4 kilograms. So the differently able students or the children who are wearing these heavy calipers, they caused a lot of weight for them, very uneasy for them to walk, and even they feel ashamed in walking differently with great difficulty. So Kalam sir saw this, and the doctor posed a very simple but very profound question to Kalam sir. Put the same advanced composite materials which you are using to build lightweight, heat-resistant missile spoons can be used to make this lighter, more functional prosthetics for these children. So Kalam sir really moved by seeing those two children who are wearing those heavy prosthetics limbs. So he saw the problem in a different perspective. He saw that at any cost we should give some solution so that these children can move and play as a normal children. So, inspired by this challenge, Kalam sir and his team at DRDO shifted their focus from aerospace to medical challenge. They worked in collaboration with doctors, engineers, and applied their expertise in material sciences to create a new kind of calipers. So they have brought with a transformative material. They used a composite material which is called as carbon fiber, which was extremely light, but it is very strong because these material is used for the nose cones of the missiles. This was a radical change. So they thought of using this lightweight heavy steel into traditional calipers to replace the traditional calipers. So the result is the prosthetics which are made with this lightweight material is 10 times lighter than the calipers which were uh, already existing at that time. So they developed a new prosthetic that weighed only few hundreds of grams. Earlier it was 3.5 to 4 kilograms. Now, using this lightweight material, they have made within 300 to 400 grams. So that was an emotional impact what Kalam cherished most. He recounted that watching the children wearing this new lightweight material and the way they are walking and the way they are feeling confident, it is a sheer bliss to him. And in 2010, in a convocation address, Kalam sir said that witnessing the children's happiness was more fulfilling than any missile launch. So this is how Kalam sir has set an example for each one of us, especially the youth, as Kalam sir has educated. Education is the only way to transform your dreams into reality. And he believed youth has that potential and that power to transform our nation. So, coming to the next P, that is paradigm change. So this is the changes in the underlying mental models or the business architecture. How actually the things are happening in that business era or in that business model. So if you change that model, then it is called as paradigm shift. So for example, so Reliance Jio. So before Reliance Jio, data is a privilege for many of us. So Reliance Jio has brought a very radical shift in the uses of internet. Now every one of us are using smartphones loaded with the data, and we are having the entire world in our phone. So that is a paradigm shift. That is a change in entire business architecture. Another categorization and innovation is incremental innovation as well as radical innovation. So in incremental innovation, there will be small continuous improvements. Like we have seen the phone is found by Graham Bell, and there is a small changes. Till now we got the smartphone. So we have seen the small phones with keypads and all. After that we got the touch panels. Then the camera has been added. So camera adding camera to the mobile phone has changed the business model, because till then many people were purchasing cameras and all other things, but by getting the camera in mobile, almost now only the cameramans or professionals purchase the cameras who really have interest in photography. But otherwise we are using our own cameras in the mobiles. So it is an incremental change where a product comes to its final shape. The other thing is radical or disruptive innovation, where a completely new product or process which redefines the entire market comes out with the new value. Say for example, ChatGPT. So earlier everywhere research in AI was going, but so ChatGPT is a disruptive model. Within um, 2 months, I think it has grabbed millions of customers. So it is a disruptive model. Now let us talk about why innovation matters now more than ever. Now, it is incredibly important in the present day for many reasons, because it is touching every aspect of our society, from business, economics to social well being, as well as environment sustainability. Here are the key reasons why innovation matters so much right now. So, as we know, innovation is very important, and earlier innovation is a advantage. Ability to innovate is an advantage, but now it has become a necessity for the survival as well as success. As our Prime Minister sir envisioned to make Atmanirbhar Bharat, every one of us has to innovate and inculcate that creative mind to bring a change. So, the need in business survival and competitive advantage. So, in today's fast-paced, globalized market, businesses fails if they don't innovate. Definitely, if they don't innovate, they are risking becoming obsolete. So, innovation is very much necessary to keep the products, services, as well as the business models fresh. And also it is necessary to gain an edge where with the innovation it can bring a new product, a streamlined process, or a unique business model. It is the primary way a company can differentiate itself and gain a competitive advantage over other rivals. Like for the suppose Blinkit has come into India, they have entirely changed how we are getting the groceries and other daily necessities, isn't it? Even earlier, we used to have online procurements, like we have Amazon, even for groceries and all, we used to have Big Basket and GeoMart, all those things. But they used to deliver the things in 1 or 2 days. But Blinkit has come with an edge. What is the edge? Delivering the goods within 10 minutes. It has changed everything because so now we don't need to worry about planning what we require for today, tomorrow. So instantly we can get whatever items, groceries or other household needs we require. So it is how it gained an edge and it can compete. It competed with other rivals like Big Basket and other things. Then the next one is driving growth. Of course, innovation will definitely unlock new revenue streams, help companies enter new markets, and it is essential for long-term sustainable economic growth. See, like for example, if we talk about ChatGPT, so it has become a disruptive technology in the AI. After this, even Microsoft, which is a big software chain, it came up with its own GPT, which is Copilot. Google has come with Gemini AI. So if the company or the organization business setup has to sustain in the market, it has to come up with the requirements with which so that it can compete with the business rivalers. And adaptation and resilience to change. As I said, it is very much required to navigate disruption. As I quoted just now, ChatGPT, it is a disruptive technology. Then to navigate that, even Microsoft, Google, Perplexity, they have also come up with their products. So the modern world is characterized by rapid technological, economical, and geopolitical shifts. So these innovations fosters agility, means a speed application. Agility means the things will be come in very short span. Okay, so to anticipate these emerging trends and pivot quickly, definitely the industries or the business setups or requires this adaptation. And the next one is problem solving. It provides new and creative solutions to the complex and systematic challenges. So, many of you might heard about quantum technologies. Now we have supercomputers already existing. So, certain kinds of problems are there which cannot be solved by these supercomputers also. So, those kinds of problems require um, it requires thousands of hours for a supercomputer to solve. For that purpose, now the innovation has been shifted towards quantum computing, where it can solve the problems within seconds or minutes, which a supercomputer might take thousands of hours. So it is required for the problem solving, for creating some green energy technologies and other things which we require or change or improve the well-being of the humanity. Next is economic growth and development. So definitely when we innovate and when we come up with new products or new services or new processes, the productivity will definitely increases. So with the minimal inputs, we can produce more goods with the same amount of input. This will raises our overall economic output. In addition, with the innovation, new startups has been established, new companies, new industries are being established. with with definitely generate some jobs. So while some innovations automating existing jobs, some of us are thinking that the AI, the innovation in artificial intelligence, may reduce the job opportunities. But one thing I would like to tell, so definitely some kind of job opportunities might be reducing, but there is a paradigm shift. Different kinds of job opportunities are being developed. So one of it is prompt engineering. It is one of the exciting career you can choose right now. So earlier there is a demand for crude programmers directly they use the program, but now using the prompt engineering, the programming has been shifted so that the creative time can be spared for more uh, better functionality. So the core programming can be automated, can be generated by directly giving the prompts. So the next thing is higher living standards. So as I said, new products, new services, and more efficient processes will eventually lead our living standards into higher, and people may receive higher wages because of increase in productivity, prices may lower, and a wide variety of choices may be available for the consumers. So another factor where innovation required is to customer.
Yeah, madam, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So we need innovation to meet the modern customers' requirements and expectations, and they demand personalized things, more convenient experiences. Like in the cars, there is a sunroof, which actually add some value to it, isn't it? So the as the modern customers are evolving, their requirements are also evolving. So we need to boost to satisfy those customer satisfaction, we need to innovate. Another important requirement or why we need to innovate is the social progress. Of course, as already we have discussed that we are going towards Atmanirbhar Bharat at macro level. Innovation will address critical societal issues, and it will help us in developing in many spheres of our lives, such as developing new medical treatments, creating more accessible communication tools, and advancing in sustainable practices. So all these makes our society to progress. So these are the things why we need innovation today, and even we can say now the innovation drives 60% of Fortune 500 companies revenue growth. So innovation now, it is not simply a luxury, but it is a necessity for any organization or any society that want to grow and remain competitive and effectively tackle the challenges what we are getting in this 21st century. So coming to our key point of this talk, I would like to explore more upon the innovation process, how we can translate this idea into an impact where we can bring a positive change into the society. So let us talk with a case study of ChatGPT. On November 30, 2022, OpenAI releases ChatGPT as a simple research preview. ChatGPT, every one of might be using right now. Even all our students are using ChatGPT. So in the initial phase, they expected maybe only few thousands users will be using this, but within 5 days, they have seen 1 million people signed up and their servers were crashed. They have to add a new capacity, and by January 2023, they had 100 million users. Imagine, only within 2 months they gained 100 million customers or 100 million users. So it is a very disruptive thing. uh, it requires a pattern how to innovate. So innovation follows a pattern. So let us discuss the innovation pattern with ChatGPT story. So everyone might be knowing ChatGPT means generative pre-trained transformer. So this is used to generate text as well as images or videos. Okay, and this model is a large language model which is pre-trained with the existing knowledge base. And transformer means it uses a neural network which actually transforms this existing knowledge and generates a new content. So how it started? So it started with the problem recognition. So OpenAI saw that AI was very powerful, but not accessible to regular people. So there was a lot of research going on AI, and many applications of AI was bringing out, but they are not directly used by the regular people. So that is the problem recognition. Okay. So then the what is the creative solution? So they have analyzed it, and they came up with a creative solution that what if we could make AI conversational, like chatting with a friend. So we are very much habitual to use WhatsApp and other online social medias, where we are very convenient to chat with our friends. So they thought of making AI conversational, so that the common people can ask a question as simple as asking their friends or their near ones, and they will get instant answers. So that is the creative solution they thought about, and they started prototyping rapidly. Prototyping means it is a model of the solution. So for any problem, for any product, we cannot directly get the final product. Instead, we have to get a simple design, then we build a prototype, how it works, then we have to test it. Again, if it is not successful, we have to break it again, rebuild it again. So it is an iterative process. So while iterating this process, we should take the user feedback also. Okay, so initially they made it free, and let the customers or the users use it, and they have got feedback from various users, and every time they are iterating, and they are continuously improving the features. Now we have a study mode specifically designed for students. This is how an idea or a problem what they have required or recognized can change the entire market space or the user space. So, as I said, innovation follows a structured path, most often iterative, because it is very, very difficult that in one single um, and in one single time you get directly the product. It is difficult. Most oftenly, we have to iterate the entire process many times, so that we can come up with a viable product or a process. So this is a non-linear process. It is not that one by one thing will happen. So this process can be best tackled using design thinking. Okay, design thinking is a human-centered, iterative approach to creative problem solving and innovation. So it is a way, or it provides a framework for teams to tackle complex or not well-defined problems by focusing first and foremost on the needs of the people they are designing for. So this is about design thinking. The main goal of design thinking is to create solutions that are desirable, means which meets the real human needs. As well, these goals or the solutions must be feasible, Means it must be technically feasible or possible to build. We cannot think about something which is not possible or viable. Okay, so whatever we are coming up with the solution, that must be feasible. It must be possible to build, and it must be viable. Means it must be a part of sustainable business model. Like within whether the product or the process what we are designing or developing will meet the needs of the user and the low cost, and whether it can compete with the market. All these things has to be taken care while thinking about some innovation. So using this design thinking process, we can um, tackle the non-linear or iterative process of creating innovations. So let us understand this design thinking with a case study. Let us assume there is a company or a business setup, which is a medium business company, a business setup, where their teams are working in hybrid mode. So every one of you might know. So now our software techies, most of them are working and work from home. Work from home mode means online mode. So some people will be sitting in the office, and some people will be working online mode, sitting at their own spaces, isn't it? So there the problem is uh, to under like sorry, let me first talk about the steps in the design thinking. So in design thinking, we have an iterative process. First of all, we have to empathize the things. Means what means we have to identify the problem. Like in the story of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Garu, they have empathized that the children who are wearing those heavy prosthetics, it is very difficult for them. So it means we have to identify what actually the problem is, and the next step is to define the problem. So to tackle the problem, we have to define it. We have to formally frame the problem statement. After that, you have to do some research. You have to have some collaborative um, discussions and come up with some idea. So ideation process will be there. After ideation, during the ideation phase, you will come up with many ideations. Okay, so many ideas will come when you may come up with many solutions. Some might be viable, some might be feasible, some might not be feasible. So out of these ideas, so we'll choose some ideas and start building prototypes. So prototypes are the models or the design how we want to transform that idea into a product or a process. So this prototype will be tested, and we have to take the feedback so that whether the idea we have built into in the form of prototype is technically feasible or not. So if it is so, then the process ends there. Otherwise, the same things will be again repeated. Again, you have to identify what is the problem, where we are lacking, and repeat the same set of uh, steps, which are empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. Now let us talk about the case study. So in this case study, we are thinking about a company where people are working in both the modes, online mode and offline mode. There, the first step is to empathize, understand what is the user's need. So here, in a employees in a mid-sized tech company with a hybrid work model, they normally conduct various meetings, and sometimes there might be some pain points which were identified during the research. So the team will conduct some surveys and interviews with the employees across the different departments to identify what is the problem while communicating in teams. because all the people are not in online mode or all the people are not in offline mode. They are working in a hybrid mode, and they found that there is some lacuna or some gap in between this online and offline employees while having this communication. So, what are the pain points identified? Okay, so the pain points are remote workers, they feel like excluded from the people who are working in the office, because in office they will have direct contact, face to face contact, and directly they come up into conversations, and they make some decision at the desk. And sometimes they may feel like meeting inequalities, like our online participants, they cannot easily jump into conversation. They have to stop until the other people are allowing them to talk. And sometimes the offline people, they might struggle who is speaking, and sometimes it will become difficult for them to control the things. The main requirement here is how to improve the team communication, means using this hybrid mode. They have identified certain problems, and another important problem is digital clutter. There are too many channels. We have emails, we have WhatsApps, and we have Teams, we have other video conferences. So it has become very difficult to know where to actually place the important information. So the real problem is that the company's communication tools and habits are favoring the people who are sitting in the office, and creating an uneven experience to the people who are working from uh, homes. So there is a two-type culture. Okay, so definitely this will hurt moral and productivity of remote staff. So that is the empathization step. There they have identified what are the pain points, what are the problems existing. Now the next step is to articulate the core problem. Okay. So what is the core problem statement? The core problem statement is to improve the communication, team communication between the both kind of staff who are working in online and offline modes. Now here comes how might we question. So how might we tackle this particular problem? So the next step is to ideate. Ideation is nothing but generating potential solutions. As I said already, for one problem, you may come up with different solutions. So out of these different solutions, some might be more feasible when compared to other, some might not feasible at all. Okay. So in our problem, in our case study, the first idea is to ban all in-person meetings and enforce only digital first. What does it means? No offline staff. Whatever meetings will be done only in online mode. Is it feasible? Is it okay if we have?
Yes, madam. Yeah, madam. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So the next idea is to provide employee with some telepresence robot, which is very expensive. And the third idea is develop an internal synchronized status board. And the fourth idea is creating a formal remote buddy program. Formal remote buddy program means simply creating a separate app for it, for separate application for it, so that the people can communicate easily. Now let us see out of these ideas which are viable and which are not feasible. Okay, so banning on in-person meetings, it is definitely we cannot go with that, because we need both in-persons as well as online meetings. So that idea has been rejected in our case study, because it loses the benefits of in-office collaboration. The next one is providing a telepresence robot. It is very expensive. We cannot afford it. So that idea has we cannot go for it. So we have to reject that also. And the third idea is synchronized status board. Means for better communication of the decisions and the actions which are going to take and in that particular team, there shall be a synchronized status board. It is a simple desktop application which is mandatory for all the employees, where everyone will put their status on that particular synchronized board, and other people can see that what is the status of that particular employee. And the fourth idea is creating a formal remote buddy program. This is also rejected because it requires too much manual efforts. We need to develop a separate software and a separate app for it. So the most viable or feasible solution for this problem is synchronized status board. So the next step is, once we finalize it with the idea, the next step is to create a prototype. Okay. So the prototype is, they want to use a simple shared Google Sheet as a functional prototype, and they have certain required fields that every team member must update their status daily, whether the person is in office or working remotely. So while working remotely also, there might be two chances. While working remotely, the person may focusedly working on that particular project, or the person may attending some other appointment or away from that particular project work. So this is the required field. They have to, every member have to share this required field, so that the other people knows what the member is right now doing. Okay. And the rule is, any conversation in the office or any decision that is taken must be captured and posted instantly on the shared status board before the team moves. So if someone is missing the meeting or someone is away from it, from that particular work, they can also get to know what is going on by seeing this shared synchronized status board. Okay. So the next one is the goal. Okay. So what is the goal? We have to test whether this centralized mandatory culture of updating the presence and logging the regular day-to-day decisions can bridge the information gap or not. Okay. So that is the goal. So the next step is to test. So after prototype, we have to test. We have to get the feedback. After getting the feedback, then we have to iterate. If the feedback is fine, if everyone is happy with the solution, we can stop there. If there is some problem, again we have to repeat the same steps. So let us, in our case study, so what kind of feedback we are getting from the office staff. Okay. The office staff feedback is, it is easy to know who is at remote, and but the problem is, if some person forgets to update his status. So if everyone is updating his status promptly, then everything will go fine. But it is not always possible every person timely updates everything. Then if there is a delay in updating, then it is not feasible. It may not actually counters the solution. Okay. And coming to the remote staff feedback, they will be definitely happy, because at one single place they can see all the quick decisions and all the quick conversations, so they'll be happy. But both parties are not happy, it means there is a need to make it much better. Okay. So instead of making a Google sheet, we can go for another solution. Again, you have to identify, and here we have empathized that the people who are working in the office, they are not very much happy with this, and the people who is working online, they are happy. But our goal is to satisfy both kind of staff for the optimal team conversation. Okay. Or team communication. So now we can come up with a new idea, that the status can be automatically updated. Means, basing upon the calendars, basing upon the uh, uh, company server status, using their virtual private networks and all, the status of the employee can be automatically updated. Okay, so this is another solution in the next iteration. Okay, this is how the design thinking can be applied for innovating a process. Okay, so this is about uh, the various steps which are involved in changing the idea into a impact. Now let us see the human side, how the people who have changed the game, the innovators who have changed the game. So Mr. Elon Musk, as we know him, is he has a vision for sustainable energy and space exploration. Earlier, we used to think that space traveling is a Hollywood movie kind of thing. So, but he made it real. So, and through Tesla and SpaceX and Solar City, he proved that ambitious goals with paired with execution can reshape the entire industries. Now, other space research organizations like NASA and other space research organizations are using the services of SpaceX. So we can imagine, like, he's a simple graduate. He has seen the problem in an extraordinary manner. No one might think that it is possible for the common people, maybe within few years, to have a space travel like we are doing now. Air travel, sometime at some point of time the space travel might become so affordable. So this is the vision of a single person who actually reshaped the entire industry. Okay, he is the person who popularized electrical vehicles and even advanced the solar energy and everything. In India, we have Skyroot Aerospace. The founders are Pawan Kumar Chandana and Nagbar Dhaka, who are again bringing India's SpaceX movement, like Elon Musk has brought SpaceX movement in USA. Now in India also, many companies are coming up, and they are trying to bring a movement in our space technology. Another example I would like to share. So, Ms. Geetanjali Rao, she's a teen. She actually inspired to invent Tethys. Tethys is an instrument which is used to trace the lead contamination in water. Actually, she has invented this basing upon a water crisis in Michigan state. So the tragedy highlighted that dangerous and widespread problem of lead contaminating the drinking water. She noted that current testing methods were very slow, expensive, and not accurate. So she has seen that problem in a solution perspective and came up with this Tethys. Tethys uses some carbon nanotubes which can detect the presence of lead in water. So it is a simple disposable cartridge containing the nanotubes, and which can connect to a mobile app, and instantly we can know whether the water is contaminated or not. By seeing these kind of example, we can get inspired. So like the small things and are the problems which are making the people ill can be treated or can be overcome with our innovative ideas. So that is what Ms. Geetanjali Rao, she is a teen scientist, and she named as Times State of the Year 2020 for creating affordable water testing technology. So now let us talk how you means the students who are in UG and PG can foster innovation in your field. So uh, normally in our regular colleges or in our regular study cycles, assignments will be given. So don't stick directly only to solve the assignments or write the assignments. Change your focus by applying creativity in your projects as well as learning. Okay, see the problems, see in a different perspective, see, empathize it. You feel yourself if you are in that problem position, how, what is the effect on you. So this is how we can empathize the things, we can identify the problems and try to come up with new ideas and innovate the solutions. Okay, so you can use the new technologies. Now we are in technology era, all resources are at your hand, the entire knowledge base is within your mobile. You can use all this new technology and you can solve the problems for different groups of people of the community. Even you can join different clubs and participate in hackathons. For UG students, you come up with, you work on different projects. Don't wait the teacher to allot a project and to work. So you yourself should have that curious mind, and you yourself should have that questioning nature. What if this thing is done in another way? So that kind of mindset will definitely help you in innovating. Coming to PG students, so PG students maybe they are they will be working with different research projects, paper publications, and all. So they must be, even UG as well as PG students must be thinking about various startups and go through the success stories of many people who has started with small things and came up with big shifts in the markets. And you should also study or go through the lives of the people who inspires us in this era, as well as you should also study the failure stories also, how things are successful and how the things are failed. If you know both the things, then it is easy for you to convert an innovative idea into a solution or a viable product. Now let us see some of the innovation success stories. It started small. So many of might be using Uber, Ola, and other transportation means. So Uber actually, it actually came up because of a small personal pain point. Two persons actually on one night they were looking for a cab, and they couldn't found any cab at 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. around. Then they thought how it will be possible to get a cab within a click. No, instead of waiting for the cab randomly when it comes, they thought of making a platform where the user, by simply clicking on it, by giving the destination and source, if the nearby taxis are available, so that they can uh, uh, get into that particular vehicle. That is the idea, or that is the personal pain point who experienced it, came up with the idea of Uber. So this Uber, it itself does not have any vehicles. Okay, so it is providing a platform where the drivers as well as the customers can utilize the resources. Okay, so even in India we have the Swiggy also started very low. At one point of time in the initial state there were no orders at all, and now we can see the Swiggy and Zomato, all the people are ordering in the midnight also. They have a lot of customer base, and it has brought some kind of flexibility in our daily life, isn't it? So sometimes we may not be able to repair things, but it is adding value to our life. So it is another success story is Mr. Arunachalam Muruganathan. We also call as Padman of India. We got a movie based on his life story. Akshay Kumar is the lead role. So he actually observed that women in rural areas are unable to afford the sanitary pads, and he came up with a very simple, low cost device for manufacturing this sanitary pads. It has brought a societal impact. It has made many people's life easy, isn't it? So there is a small idea, there is a small identification of the problem, which has led to which has led to developing this machine. And the other one is Blinkit. We already discussed. Blinkit has changed the way we are getting the groceries and other things. And after that, Blinkit is the first one which actually brought this instant delivery system. Later followed by Zepto. Zepto actually it is founded by Kaivalya Bohra and Adit Palicha, who is the co-founders of Zepto, Bangalore based, and they stand out as the youngest entrepreneurs on India's top self-made entrepreneurs list, and their company valued 41,800 crores. So it is a simple idea of maintaining a warehouse and identifying the problem. The problem is the people has to, for some immediate requirements, if the people is not ready to go outside, so they are providing the things instantly. So it is the pain point where they captured that is the problem, and come up with a viable solution by maintaining warehouses at prominent locations. They are providing the things within the time limit. And other startups are there, Zerodha, and most importantly, I would like to talk upon Joho. Have you heard about Joho? Joho is an Indian based company. It is providing an office suite, the entire office suite, and it is an alternative, Indian alternative for the Google suite, all the Gmail and Google Sheets and everything they are offering for free. And they are offering one more product that is named as Arita. So we all use WhatsApp now, which is of course a US based company, but Joho, which is an Indian company, they came up with Arita. Arita means it's a informal way of conversation. So it has all the features of WhatsApp, and it has some additional features also. Like in WhatsApp, we don't have a personal space. Means anything, any documents, if you want to keep, you have to keep, and you have to send it to your near people, or you can send it to yourself. But in Arita, which is provided by Joho, there is a personal space where we can store our personal documents and everything, and WhatsApp kind of messenger. So I recommend all the students to install this Arita app. This one is an Indian one. So let us support the Indian startups, and we can use this Joho browser also available. Entire office suite is available. So which is free of cost. So I request all the people to use it. Now the last thing I would like to talk is about the innovators toolkit and mindset. As I said, this, as I said, the students must cultivate curiosity. You should ask why and what if, and while developing solutions, definitely there will be failures. You have to embrace the failures, and we must take the feedback and reframe it, and be a problem hunter. Don't just wait, someone will give you project, someone will tell the problem. You should have an inquisitive mind. You should look the things very differently, very keenly, empathize the problems. Then definitely you will understand the problems and the frustration, and you can come up with the new things. And let me talk about converting an innovation into a successful startup. So any innovation you are finding, as we have seen in the design process, will come up with a solution. If the solution is not reaching to the people, it is of no use, isn't it? So at the same time, by innovating, you should have some economic growth also. It means that innovation must be converted into a startup. And at present, India is ranking 38th globally in Global Innovation Index, and it also holds first position among lower middle income economies. And in the Global Innovation Index, earlier in 2020, it was at 48th place. Now we are in 38th place. We have you people have the responsibility of innovating and coming up with new startups so that we can be in the first positions in global innovation index. And let us talk how to convert this innovation or the idea into a successful startup. Okay, so the first step is to validate the innovation. You have to understand whether there is a real market need of that particular problem or not. Okay, you have to identify the target customers to whom you actually providing the solution. At the same time, we have to identify the competitors who are the players already in the market, and what are the potential adoption barriers, whether the people will receive it or not. And basing upon that, we have to build a prototype or minimum viable product which actually demonstrates the value of your innovation, and you should get the feedback. So that is how we will validate the innovation. Once we validate the innovation, yes, if it is of use and if it is having the potential to change it as a startup, the next thing is to protect the intellectual property. So once your idea is finalized, you have to secure it. Okay, so you have to secure intellectual property rights to protect your innovation from being copied by other people. So we have to go for patents. In India, a patent will be granted for 20 years. 20 years of exclusive rights will be given from the filing date, provided your innovation meets the minimum three criteria. First thing is it demonstrates novelty, means it must be a new thing, means some addition to the existing thing at least. So it shouldn't be already an existing one. So it should be a completely new one or not yet disclosed to the public. Then, then an innovative step. Okay, so that idea must have some technical advancement, must be having some industrial applicability, so it must have some practical use. Okay, so even both the individuals, we can file a patent, even companies can file a patents. Okay, so after filing patent and protecting our intellectual property, the next thing is to decide the legal structure. We have to register our business officially. So whatever startup you want to make it, that must be registered in the government setup. Okay. Then the next step is to develop a business model. Okay. So clearly we have to define how your innovation creates value and why customers should pay for it. So if at all, if something, some product or some process is offered, okay, so why the customer should pay for it, you have to decide that first. And also decide how your startup will make money. Okay, we need some revenue, isn't it? So once you are transforming the innovative idea into a product, we need some revenue. So we have to decide the revenue model, and how to get the money, whether you yourself having that much money, or take loans, or the government schemes which are being provided. All those revenue models has to be decided. After that, we have to go for market strategies, plan how to reach customers, and like marketing, what are the marketing channels, what are the sales strategies, all these things must be decided. And of course we need a team. So one single person, it is not possible. So definitely you should have a complementary team with technical people, business people, and the people who are having operational skills to develop the product, market it, and grow the startup. So as I said that we need a revenue model. Fundraising is very, very important. So we need the revenue or the money to start your business model. The first thing is bootstrapping. Bootstrapping means use all your personal savings or the seed monies from the founders. Okay, present your the other way is if we don't have money, be it students, you may not be having money, or any other person may not have that much money to directly start a business model. Then definitely we should approach the angel investors and venture capitalists. So present your innovation or the business plan to the investors for funding, or leverage the startup accelerators, incubators, and even government also designed many supportive innovative programs to support this innovative startups. So we have a scheme called Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. So it funds 20 lakhs rupees. It is a Department of Science and Technology. It is having Nidhi Seed Support Program. It is also a program specifically targeting technology based innovations, and it provides bridge funding between the development and commercialization phases, because at the development stage we need some seed amount. So after that we have to commercialize it, means the profits you will earn after commercializing it. In between we need that money, so it is providing that bridge fund between the development and commercialization phases. And even Ministry of Electronics and IT, it is also running multiple schemes, including Genesis and Tide 2.0, where it supports incubator programs. And in biotechnology, for innovation in biotechnology and related fields, there is a big scheme which provides 50 lakhs funding for 18 months research projects with the commercialization potential. So in the field of biotechnology, uh, the people who works on it, they can go for this big scheme. And even government offers almost 35 different startup grant programs, and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises also providing a comprehensive incubation support through its business incubator scheme. It benefits includes 15 lakhs for nurturing the idea, and even 1 crore capital support is for plant and machineries being provided under this scheme. And this is the different ways we have. You can explore different government sites for what are the supports, what are the funding available for the startups and incubations. So the next one is the focus on customer acquisition and scaling. So once we have the fund, once we have the revenue model, once we started getting the products, the next step is to commercialize it. We have to reach the customers, we have to market it, and we have to get the feedback from the customer. So as we already discussed, it is not always possible in the first instance itself you get success. Definitely there might be some problems or some feedback you will get. So you have to take that feedback in positive manner and refine the product and implement scalable operations so that the product you are developing, the amount of production can be increased or decreased according to the requirement. And as the sales grows, your customer base will also grow accordingly. It must be scalable. Okay, and also monitor the other matrices like how much cost we will get on customer acquisition, what how much it will incur for marketing and other strategies, and the lifetime value. How to if something you need to preserve, then money has to be some expenditure will incur on maintaining that product also. That is the lifetime value and churn rate for disposal and all other things. So, as we already discussed in the process, it is an iterative model. The innovation is always an iterative model. There must be a continuous improvement, and it is very critical for the success of the innovation which is transformed into startup. So if that startup has to become a business model, so iteration and innovation together must be go, and we have to adapt the business strategies basing on the market trends and the requirements of the customers and the technological advances. All these things to be taken care while iterating and coming up with much better products or services. So now coming to the future of innovation, what are the present trends? As I said earlier, so quantum computing, it is one of the area which is growing very fastly, because it is almost promising 10,000, oh, sorry, 1,000 times faster problem solving by 2030 when compared to our present day supercomputers. So it is actually solving many problems. Okay, so like drug discovery, cryptography, and climate modeling. So all these problems can be modeled using quantum computing. So it is one of the prominent area where the students can make their careers and innovate much better solutions. And another thing is, obviously, many of us might be hearing about AI startups. So, in 2025, five notable AI startups has been came up: AI Genesis, August AI, Sherlock's. These are the present innovations we are going on. So now the entire economy is going on digital. So creating new digital economies and introducing AI application in all spheres. Definitely, it is converging the entire universe as a metaverse. So another technology is biotech revolution. So gene editing and personalized medicines. These are all transforming healthcare sectors. Then climate tech is one of the um, mostly concerned and developing areas. Okay, so recently I've attended a meeting on this climate tech. So really I am astonished that till now I didn't know that environment science is such a big area where a lot of research is going on, and there is a lot of scope for the students to work on startups in this climate tech area. Along with that, we have green supply chain, reduced carbon footprints, water reduction, water conservation. Many problems, many real-time problems daily in our daily life we face can be innovated into a effective solutions and can be modeled into a startups. So these are the trends right now. Every student has to watch about. So this is all about the talk I want to deliver. So any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Arun Padma, for very elaborative, informative, and thought-provoking lecture on innovation from ideas to impact, where you have very well explained about the innovation and the phases of the innovation. Very important one. Four P's you have explained, and also the inspiring story of Dr. Abdul Kalam ji about the lightweight equipment for the disabled persons, and also you have very clearly mentioned how the innovation should be for the economic growth and development, and also the innovative ideas should be come into the picture, and also it should become as a successful stories, and also the startup projects. Here I would like to quote Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, where he has mentioned very clearly, cultivation of mind is the existence of the human. That is the main important one, because we have to cultivate our mind for the new ideas and innovations. Even if you see Albert Einstein, where he has observed the apple falling from the tree, the theory of the gravity. Here, in this way, where very recent simple one where the speaker has mentioned about the this Zomato or the Blinkit or even Uber. These are all the where the experience from that innovation come out, and now it became a very useful to the society, and at the same time also for our country development also. In this way, the young generation, because why we are very specially organizing this type of the very important lectures to inculcate the minds of the youth of our India. You are only the future of the India, where you all young students, you have to use your mind and think innovatively. Madam, once again, we are very much thankful to you for delivering a wonderful, very thought-provoking lecture, which is very much relevant, and not only the lecture, inspiring stories which you have mentioned. Really, it is going to help our young students. And now this floor is open for the question and answers, because of I'm seeing some of our colleagues from the regional centers, regional directors. I request them also please ask some questions, or even you can interact with the speaker. Dr. Devendra from the Bijapur. Yeah, okay. If there is no question and answers, that one. Now, I request Dr. Sirisha, who is our IGNO Study Center coordinator at Government Women's College, who is very much actively involving the activities, and whenever we assign, we request any activity promptly, she is helping organize, and also for this webinar also we requested her. She convinced her principal as well as the speaker Arun Bhattaji to deliver this lecture. Now I request Dr. Sirisha to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your acknowledgements. Good afternoon to all. It's my privilege to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of IGNO LSC 84020 for today's insightful session on innovations from ideas to impact. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our Senior Regional Director and Additional Director for arranging such a valuable and inspiring session for the benefit of the students as well as the society. I also extend my sincere gratitude to our beloved Madam, Dr. D. Aruna Padma Madam, Assistant Professor, Vishaka Government Degree College for Women, Visakhapatnam, for accepting the invitation and delivered today's online lecture on innovations from ideas to impact. Madam, your presentation was truly enlightening and has given us new perspectives on creativity, innovations, and their role in shaping impactful outcomes. It was very comprehensive, covering concepts from the basics to the advanced level, along with insightful case studies, Madam. I also wish to thank all the faculty members, RC staff, and students who have joined today's webinar. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir, for giving this such a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Final thanks to final thanks by Dr. Dharmarao to other RCs also. Dr. Dharmarao.
Thank you very much. And I sincerely thank Dr. Aruna Padma Garu for her illustrative session, which can motivate the students further. Anyway, we will be, with your permission, we will be keeping this video also in the RC YouTube channel for the benefit of the students. And I sincerely thank Regional Center Cochin and Dr. Sharat Chandra from Regional Center Vijayawada for attending this seminar. And I also thank Dr. Sirisha for her arrangements. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Arun Padmu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are posting this recorded video in our RC Visakhapatnam YouTube channel. All other stakeholders and the students can also watch this one. Thank you, everyone. We are closing this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.